Hey guys, TechTucker here, and in this week's video we are going to go over a couple of game hunts that I went over the last couple weekends. I've got some pickups here and there and some stuff that I should be able to flip and get some decent money off of, nothing crazy, and potentially some slow sellers, but the money's there. I've seen sold listings and that, but stay tuned to find out what those will be, and let's go through the hunts.
Alright, going over audio here, and the first shop we have is a charity shop, and yeah, stacks of DVDs here, absolutely nothing of interest. Had a look at some of the box sets here, and again, all priced accordingly. So, at the bottom there's a couple of games, Doom on the PlayStation 4 for £3, which is okay, and Watch Dogs, and a couple of FIFAs here and there, which, again, nobody wants those, they're absolute trash, and Wii Fits as usual as well. I did take a closer look at some of the discs here as well, and try to see if there's Wii Sports or something in that, but it was taped. So, yeah, they're all taped. I thought I'd double check the next one. Yeah, absolutely nothing here. Alright, so into the CEX here at Sterling, and man, what a selection. Equinox on the shelf there, Terranigma, wow, Double Dragon 3 you can see, and a lot of good solid Game Boy games. Box Cocoon Blue, can never go wrong with that. And also a selection of PlayStation 1 games at the bottom, most of which I already have, but a lot of solid titles there as well. And of course some more Mega Drive games. Yeah, that Terranigma, £290, my goodness. And then Shantae on the 3DS, I used to have this, I chopped it in when it was like £10. Big regrets. But yeah, they have some Dynasty Warriors Gundam games, which is really cool, don't see those too often. And Deadpool as well. Solid selection of 360 titles here, it's not just like Call of Duties, thankfully they do have a wider range in this CEX. And this is probably one of the cleanest CEXs I've ever been in. It didn't smell of sweat or BO or anything. I was quite impressed. As I say, you normally go in and they're not the most pleasant of places sometimes. But yeah, good original Xbox selection here as well. And the Wii U titles as well, also pretty solid selection here. You can see Fast and Furious Showdown, Ninja Gaiden 3, Lost World, and a few copies of Devil's Third. Blue Dragon Plus is a game I actually had in my childhood as well, so good to see that. And Ghost Detective, or whatever it is, I can't remember what it's called exactly, that's getting a Switch remake. And then solid selection of Wii titles here as well as Silent Hill, Last Story. Still on the lookout for a complete copy of Last Story. I'll hopefully find one day. And again, more 3DS and DS here as well. So on to the next charity shop. Well, yes, the next one I've been to one already. This one's just box sets and that. Check them all priced accordingly, so nothing worth looking at here. Same goes for this next charity shop here with the box sets. I did find a couple here that I thought were maybe promising. That Sex and the City one was half of a fuller box set, so I was like, dang it. The Simpsons ones are all worth nothing now because of Disney Plus, and Tintin was worth what it was labelled. I thought a fiver might be good for something of that size, and the games are just sports titles. On to the cash converters here, and yeah, again, they have an okay selection of games, just mostly, you know, the shovelware and stuff nobody really wants. But at least it's good to see that at least have some. And then, like, hodgepodge Switch controllers, Wii's and such, and a lot of PlayStation controllers. A couple of PS1 games there, notice they're relatively cheap, which is cool to see. And of course more Switch controllers, and the Pokken Tournament controller you can see there also. Okay, with the Xbox games here, that Monster High was priced decently, but I don't really want a Monster High game since I'm not going for a full set. If I was, then I'd maybe pick that up. And there was a copy of Beatles Rock Band there that I'd been meaning to pick up, but for some reason I forgot to actually pick it up. I think it's one of the last rock bands I need. So here you're seeing 50% off sale in game. This is when I'm in Edinburgh, by the way. And yeah, none of these were worth me picking up. I wasn't too bothered about them. And then I was in a British Heart Foundation and £10 for Deus Ex. I don't know what the hell they're smoking in there tonight, that's worth it. And I find this really nice clean look inside, £6. See you later in the video if I pick that up or not. And for the most part, games are just the same as always here. So this shop here had a couple of games, £1 each. I picked up the Seals Ratatouille, and the woman was telling me that Alan's worth 40 quid when in CEX it's like 12 to buy box. I'm like, no. But I didn't say anything, I just leave it. Yeah, on to the next cash generators here. Pretty good selection yet again. more than happy to always see the retro is pretty solid in these shops, and the prices are usually pretty fair, although you've got to be very cautious with condition when buying from cash generator stores, as they will basically take anything, and I have bought some games previously that have not been in good condition. Yeah, solid PlayStation selection, good retro selection of consoles as well, with the PlayStation 3s and such, and they do have a pretty good range of like Xbox 360 titles, most of which I have, and of course some more PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. So next, British Heart Foundation, just the complete trash games as always. Checked all the boxes that we fit in that. No Wii Sports or anything like that, unfortunately. But they did have this cool little Let's Go Gamers display with all the crap of the day that nobody wants. Well, they put it to like being okay for £2, but yeah, I just ended up leaving it. And again, Theme Hospital, it's always good to see. I have that on the PS1 though, so I'm not fussed about it on the original PC. And I fished out all these Skylanders, all priced pretty horribly. Like the Spyro, if he was like £1 maybe, but £6, like absolutely not. But I did find this Xbox One portal, as you'll see there, for Skylanders Supercharged, I believe, for £3, which is pretty solid. And at the other side of this charity shop, the only games they had were those two there. And £3 for a PlayStation 2 copy of King Kong, yeah, just pat, like, no, not mine. So another cancer research shop, and they did have some games here. They're priced okay, like, for the most part. £5 for Dragon Quest Builders 2, I have that on the Switch, so no need to pick it up. And College Juarez got that as well. But yeah, there's just mostly cheaper fodder titles here. And £8 for Dark Souls 2, that is absolutely ludicrous. So this Wii here, £30, no, yeah, it's a bad price, and look at that, the batteries have exploded inside it, like how can they try and charge £30 for that? What are they smoking? But that aside, yeah, onto the Edinburgh CX again. They always seem to have a pretty good selection of retro, but again, nothing I'm really after here. But that screen, I do want that screen someday, but it's expensive, so probably not. But yeah, again, good solid selection of retro titles here.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the hunt of the, when I was in Stirling and both Edinburgh. I got a couple of things in Stirling, didn't get much, it was just kind of more so looking around. I got this Nickelodeon dance game out of the charity shop for like £1 even. Yeah, you'll see the price there, yeah. It is complete. This one was tape shots, but it felt right. I was just worried the disc was going to be scratched up. Normally wouldn't buy dance games and that, but again, this is one that for £1 you can't really go wrong with it. It's like £4. Well, I didn't know the value, and the signal in there was pretty poor. So the next game I've got here, I got out of the cash generator that you guys saw, and it is Action Man on the PlayStation 1. Yeah, just straight up Action Man. No manual or anything, but again, the case is in nice shape. Yeah, and the disc is also in nice shape as well. Not a scratch on it, so I'm guessing that whoever got this game thought it was crap. Like, well, there's like some paw prints and that on it, but aside from that, not much else on it. So again, finding any PlayStation game for £1 unless it's a sports title, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to leave it. Alright, now we'll take a look at some of the stuff I purchased when I was in Edinburgh. So the first purchase I made was a copy of Grand Theft Auto on the Game Boy Advance. So you'll see there, so the light reflects, yeah. It's got the number imprints. I was concerned about the label being in German, like right there, as you can see. $5.99, getting pretty solid price. I'll need to work to peel off these stickers here. But yeah, £6 for that, that's solid because you can actually trade this in at CX for £12. They sell it for 18, and it goes on eBay regularly for about 15 to 20 pence. So I'm going to chance my luck, list this one on eBay, and recoup the costs for another game I purchased, which I'll go over shortly. Picked up a couple of other things at the first charity, like not the first one, but one of the charity shops went over. Sealed copy of Ratatouille on the Nintendo Wii. Again, this cost me £1, so no loss in buying a sealed game for £1, especially one from the Wii era. I've seen these sell between like £10–20. I'd say more so conservatively, probably £10. I don't know if the disc is listed there. I don't know. And then Pokemon Destiny Deoxys for £1 as well. Again, just one of the ones I've never actually seen a DVD version of. I'm not actively like collecting Pokemon DVDs or anything, but I do have a small stack of them, so why not, right? And then the next thing I did end up picking up this Skylanders Portal for the Xbox One for £3. You'll see there, I've shown this earlier in the video, but just so you guys can see it. It's a bit dusty, it's a bit dirty, but for £3 I've seen these sell for about 15. With this specific one, I think it's a Superchargers one specifically, and it's got the cable and there's no like things or anything on the cable. That's fine, so I just wrapped it up, and yeah, got it like that. Alright, so the last game I'm going to talk about, the one that I should recover the cost of this game, I decided to get a boxed copy of Equinox on the Super Nintendo. It's not in the greatest condition by any means. I bought this during the week. $19.99, you can see some tears on the front there. I wasn't mainly concerned about the box, I just thought it's one of those games. So the ImageSoft games look pretty awesome. You know, I've got Sky Blazer recently, and the cartridge is in pretty nice shape as well. I've not opened it and cleaned it yet, but you know, the back looks good too. I took the cartridge out just because I intend to play it, and I usually just keep the boxes separate from the cartridges because I don't want to keep going and, you know, wearing the cardboard even more. So it does have the manual as well. It's in average condition. I've got far worse manuals, but as I say, for £20 this is pretty much what I paid, maybe a couple quid more, but that's probably just postage. Yeah, I didn't pay too much for this, as I say. A boxed Super Nintendo game, as you'll see when I was in the CEX earlier, I was like, I want that game boxed now, because I just like the art, I like the colours. Yeah, I don't often go, oh, I need a boxed version of a game I've never played. But it wasn't an expensive one. CEX had for £35. If it was in really nice shape, I might have bit the bullet, as you saw in the footage earlier, but I was like, nah, that seems a bit much considering I can get it boxed for about 20, so eBay was the way to go for this one. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. So one thing I forgot, hope you guys continue to enjoy this video, as I got a play-by-play Psyduck out the charity shop. Well, as you'll seen earlier, the price up £6. Yeah, you saw that earlier anyways. But very, very clean. Like, it's there in the era this came out in like the 90s. It is play-by-play, so they basically did like carnival prizes, like arcade prizes, things like that. I had a lot of these plushies growing up as a kid. Still got a lot of mine, to be fair. They're at my mum and dad's house. I don't really have any here, but I don't think you can see it, but there is a play-by-play Charizard on the shelf behind the Build-A-Bear Bowser, but you can't see it here. But yeah, the site was really clean, and it's not for me, it is for my brother. I messaged him, I was like, I'm not really wanting it considering it's £6 for a toy at a charity shop. I usually don't buy that. I usually buy them, you know, £1 or so each. But yeah, I just messaged him and be like, do you want it? He's like, yes. So I bought it, and I owed him money for the ticket that we went to see Fast and Furious 10 with yesterday, so that's equalised the debt. Okay, so now I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I do appreciate it if you have stuck to this point. If you want to see more videos in the upcoming future, next week I am going to do an Xbox 360 collection video, so stay tuned for that, as that is the clear winner out the polo left, and then I'll do a Switch collection, and I'll consider doing other things like my PlayStation. If you guys enjoy those videos when they do come out, I'm just trying to add a bit more variety. If you have any suggestions of things you want to see, by any means put it in the comments, and I'm more than happy to, you know, work on something. But yeah, like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks and goodbye.